These days, action movies are often very generic, and more than most contain a revenge plot, but they have killed the daughter or the whole family of the main character, and he is seeking revenge. The atypical plot in an action movie. But meet the movie Eagle from this fine year of 2024, and the story is something different. The story really has a message, much like in the Lord of War movie. If you have seen that one, that guns and weapons in the hands of bad people can be very dangerous and should be dealt with accordingly. That's exactly what our main character in this story does by the nickname Eagle. If you have seen the first John Wick movie, you of course noticed that they tried to build up this legend about Baba Yaga, the best hitman in the world, and although the plot is not the best, it is really his revenge for killing his dog, but at the same time the building up of a legend is very good in the movie. The same can be said about that in this movie, which is so through the eyes of many people, and unlike in A Killer, where the voiceover just does not work, this movie actually makes it work with vivid and exciting storytelling, where they build up this cool, brutal story about the best assassin in the world that really can't be killed, much like John Wick. But this character is really John Wick on acid. The things he is able to do and the way he is able to kill far surpasses the skills of the Baba Yaga, because of the way he anticipates the opponent's moves. Of course, just like in a John Wick or a Rambo movie, you have to live yourself into this ridiculously creation of a world with over-the-top action scenes, which you actually rarely see in other action movies these days. They are also stylishly made that it is actually easy to stay glued to the screen for most of the 2.5 hour running time. So yes, the movie is done in a stylish and creative way, and it really also helps when you see the facial expressions from the characters. From the first moments, you really see how effectively they build up this legend story about a man that everybody is afraid of. Some sort of protector that you never can outsmart in any way. The way those expressions just look from the characters on the screen is just done in a very solid way. And it is one of the hallmarks of this movie. In many action movies these days, you have just one or two cool characters. But that is not the case in this movie, because actually in this movie you build the groundwork even right down from the New Daily Reporter to the rest of the cast that tries to bring down Eagle, and all the characters are written to excite. That's also one of the reasons why I feel this may be one of the most underrated action movies of all time, because really, the generic way we see action movies today, this movie just throws it right down in the opposite direction, and it is so thrillingly satisfying to watch. This hitman in the story is also a guy I feel is pretty much different from other assassins or agents in other movies, such as John Wick, Agent Hunt, James Bond, or Jason Bourne, because actually, Eagle feels a lot less cold and caring than the atypical mercenary. So that is also one of the real full strength of this movie, that they actually managed to build a different character than the generic assassin. Of course, the plot about protecting Cotton and such may be a ridiculous one, but the message that lies underneath about not letting bad guys get weapons is a message that really resonates in the right frame of mind. Action movie directors may be stuck in the generic revenge plot and the inability to write more than two good characters, but I feel they actually can learn a lot from this movie that gets the message right, gets intense action scenes with storytelling, and the building up of a legend where we actually get immersed into the build-up. If they do that, I hope for better action movies in the future, but this movie really gave me hope for such a future, and for me, it is really the most underrated action movie I've seen in a long time.